After 7 years, I-DLE has released their first Japanese EP, I-DLE, featuring the title track, Where Do We Go? Although it's a Japanese comeback, Soojin was the one responsible for everything. She was the main writer of 4 out of 5 songs. In this video, I'll be explaining and breaking down the title track lyrics for you because they are really cool. The song is in Japanese, so I probably won't be able to get all the details, but I'll try my best. Let's begin. When they were kids, they used to have this recurring dream. This dream is what is explored throughout the song. Before going any further, keep in mind that this song is heavily inspired by Soyeon's favorite anime, One Piece, so there'll be lots of references throughout the lyrics. The first reference is already here. Dreams. Dreams in the One Piece world are pretty much close to their real meaning. In the anime universe, it entails what someone aspires to achieve, wanting to change their own status, discover a special object, or desire to change the world and the course of history. The concept of dreams often proliferates among pirates and other adventurers. In the anime, multiple dreams are presented, but one in particular is highlighted. The main character is a pirate who seemingly dreams of becoming the pirate king, as after becoming one, you have guaranteed freedom. I said seemingly because that may not be all, but this is a theory that I'll explain at the end. This connection between freedom and dreams coming true is something often highlighted in I-DLE songs. Although they all have very different backgrounds, they have had one thing in common ever since the beginning: an insatiable dream of being free. Ironically, this wish of being free led them to one of the most watched and obsessive industries ever. But that's exactly the point, just like in the anime. Once you become someone this mighty, you respond to nothing, even when everything and everyone is conspiring against you. You just do what you want simply because you want to do it. Blue world here means ocean, and it's meant to represent a path full of possibilities and different courses. This song tells the story of how they became artists. We are seeing the behind the scenes of the dream. That's why in the music video, we see them living their normal lives, and as it progresses, we see them pursuing an artistic career. Blue world is also a reference to One Piece. In the anime, the celestial body on which all event takes place is called the Blue Planet, mainly composed of islands. Once they took that first step, everything fell into place. They weren't afraid of anything because they were on the path they had chosen. Here, they parallel their life to the main character's goals. Just like Luffy, they have a big dream of becoming something great, which is represented by this magical dream island. They deposited all their dreams into this magical place, and now their goal is to reach that place to make everything come true. To become who they aim to be, they have to break free from the ties binding them to the land. To do so, a crazy amount of effort is required. As satisfying as it is to make it come true, the hard work that comes before is just insane. Because of that, there wouldn't be a single boring day in their journey. They are living the infinite possibilities in the blue world, but they know that it is about to end as they get closer and closer to the island. To make the great dream come true, they still have a lot to face, especially as they get closer to it. Although Promised Land here represents a place where they expect to find great happiness, it may be a reference to One Piece again. There is this non-canon location called the Promised Land. It was featured in the One Piece premiere show, an annual event based on the story of One Piece, but not part of the main story. Anyways, in said land, honoring your word is more essential than your own life. That's literally I-DLE. What they preach in their songs is what they do, say, and act. Their word is their life, and they take it very, very seriously. Interestingly enough, if we follow the world geography of the anime's universe through what the song has given to us, the site they want to go to is the area with the most amount of waves and wind, implying that achieving said dream is really hard. They arrived at the Promised Land. They are successful artists, but what about what they wanted in the first place? Is this really it? It fell short. They may have all this luxury and privilege, which they are very grateful for, but it feels empty because it doesn't match what they wanted in the first place. They have it all, and at the same time, they have nothing. Their life isn't as glamorous as one may think. Being an idol is no candy. An overload of work, often abuse, countless attacks and hate comments, and an outstanding lack of privacy. They have undergone a lot throughout their journey, and now that they have arrived at the dreamland, which seemed like the end of it all, the solution or finish line, they see that things aren't like they thought they would be. They want to keep going. They don't feel burdened or ungrateful for their journey, but rather blurred by the illusion they created. The industry does its best to mask its darkness. Everything has to be glamorous and perfect. It all builds up to the question, where do you go when the top isn't enough? They embarked on this journey thinking their goal was the island, but no, the dream was in the journey, not in a specific place. She uses an empty bottle in the sky as a metaphor. The bottle seemed to contain a blue liquid inside it, and that was what they were looking for. When they got closer, they saw that the bottle was empty, and what was filling it was actually the sky's color. All this time, they were trying to get their hands on something that was not tangible in the first place. Now, she's able to see through the empty bottle. Her dream is much bigger, and it cannot be contained, nor is it restricted to a location or object. They are where they always wanted to be, but they don't feel good about it. Upon realizing that, they choose to readjust their boat and sail away once again. Their dream is still very much real. The land isn't. They want to go even further, so they can enjoy the journey even more and eventually find their dream. It could be in the path or in a faraway land. The further they go, the more likely they are to find it. This matches perfectly with I-DLE history. Once their contract ended, they could see what they truly wished and what they were able to achieve throughout their career. They are doing their best to find out what truly fills that bottle, what is real, and not what others tell them it is. They mention being able to follow their passion, even if they are blinded by external factors. This may also be a reference to One Piece. In the series, there is a character called Fujitora. He despises evil so much that he blinded himself on purpose, out of sorrow for all the evil he had seen. I-DLE is purposefully closing their eyes and choosing to pursue what makes their heart beat faster. They'll go wherever it is needed to find this dream. Another reference. In the anime, there is a compass called a log pose, which is a necessity for navigating the seas. Unlike conventional compasses, it does not affix to a single direction. Instead, it points to the next closest island. The given routes are strictly one way and cannot be used to return to prior islands. In the same sense, once you do something in this industry, try something, go somewhere, you can't really return. You have to go all in and believe in yourself. The dreamland seems glamorous and beautiful, but that's all a lie. They wonder if that's all their whole life is going to be about. All they wanted from the start was to find happiness. And that, of course, would come from their biggest passion in life. But since happiness is a state of mind and not a place or an object, its achievability is almost impossible. Having something or being somewhere may help with it, obviously, but it is not what makes you feel happy. The song ends with them questioning where they should go now. The journey continues. Now let's talk about the theory I had mentioned earlier. There is the possibility that the dream they are talking about in the song is something else and not exclusively becoming artists. Throughout the anime, it's revealed that the main character has another dream, greater than becoming a pirate king. But this dream has never been revealed. All we know is that he needs to become the pirate king for the other dream to come true. Okay, but how the hell does this relate to I-DLE? Well, at the beginning of their journey, they all intended to become artists, right? They worked really hard for it. It was their dream then, but becoming an artist was never the final goal. They wanted to achieve it so they could get something greater. Based on their life and career paths, I would assume this dream is related to making a significant change in the industry. They are reaching for something greater. They've done this a couple of times if you think about it, but the perfect example would be with nude. I-DLE means children in Korean. When people are going to search for their song, they search for I-DLE nude, which literally means children nude. When criminals are going to search for inappropriate images of children, they can't do so because I-DLE has cleaned the search bar with their song. Considering how shallow this industry is, this theory can be true, as nowadays no one really cares about art or making a significant change in the industry. This is also supported by the way the song is divided. The only time they explicitly mention their dream is at the end, where they say they wanted to find happiness, which comes from making a change in the world with their art, setting them free. It is a rather simple song, and it addresses an unexplored topic in the industry, the emptiness of a successful heart. The song carries within itself a fight. The variation between a beautiful melody with sad lyrics conveys the hope they have for their work on changing the world.